Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, June 7th, and I'm your host, Krista McDonald. Monday, June 3rd, voters went to the polls to decide whether or not to pass the 2.5% operational override. Almost 7,500 residents exercised their right to vote, and over 75% voted yes in favor of the operational override. This is the first operational override ever passed in Norwood, and town elected officials and employees spent almost a year determining what was truly needed and educating the public on why the town needed it. A group of Norwood residents formed One Norwood, a political ballot committee, that worked to inform and educate the residents on the issue and ensure that the yes vote came to the polls on June 3rd.
I'm going to say, what do you think made the difference? And this is an overwhelming yes vote, which is awesome.
I think it was a real grassroots effort. We really reached out into the community, and we had a ton of volunteers that helped out in a lot of different ways, from writing letters to their friends, going door to door, holding signs, making calls, having conversations. We really reached out into the community in a number of different ways.
And we really tried to keep the campaign positive. I mean, you can't control everybody on social media, but we really tried to keep it fact-based and as positive as we could. So I think the thing that we learned is that people get interested in different ways, and you have to meet people where they are. Some people really want every single fact, and we can provide that. Or some people just want the very basics, and you have to meet people where they are.
And if you want to activate volunteers from all different areas, you really need to find what works for people. There are some people who have 3 kids under the age of 4, and they're all in strollers, and they can literally only do half an hour, and we'll use that. And there are some people who have no kids at home and have all day to volunteer, and they can spend 4 hours. So
okay, while you're here, we have all of the results in. So can you just go back to them just to see them? They're looking at these results. Can the camera just see the smiles on their faces right there? So okay, now go back to the now go back to the numbers. Okay. Yeah. So what just came in? 6 and 7.
Yep.
Not bad for an old guy. 371 yes in 6, 121 no, and in 7, 523 yes, 196 no, for a grand total, all districts reporting, 5,622 yes, 1,821 no. Who's good at math? What's the percentage? Anybody know?
Jeez.
3-1. Okay, thank you.
3-1.
3-1, there we go.
Last weekend, Norwood High School's class of 2019 officially became alumni of the School on the Hill. Friday, students, family, and administration all gathered in the auditorium for Class Day, a great tradition in Norwood. Seniors were awarded scholarships, recapped their 4 years with class history, and even cracked some jokes during the class will. Giovanna Rodriguez, president of the class of 2019, addressed the student body and all those in attendance.
It is not about where you come from, what your name is, or how you identify. We all come from different walks of life with different stories of how we got to where we are today. Some of us had many obstacles in the way, but today we persevere. It is now our turn to show the world who we are and what we have to offer. Know your worth, and remember that all you need is to believe in yourself. Many of us had very different experiences here at Norwood High School, but they shaped us into who we have become and who we will continue to become. Our time spent on the School on the Hill is something that we will never forget. The relationships we developed with our classmates, underclassmen, and teachers are ones that we will treasure for a long time. We have grown together, experienced together, succeeded together, and everyone in this room should be proud of themselves. We are about to end one chapter of our lives and begin a new one. And as we part, I would like to leave you with the wise words of one of my idols, Miss Beyonce Knowles. She said, "I'm not afraid of taking risks. No one can define me." Everyone, it is time to find your inner Beyonce. Take risks, make mistakes, learn from them, and grow. Now go out there and make your mark. Class of 2019, thank you for the memories, and I wish you all best of luck in the future. Next stop, graduation. All right, Gia out.
And then Sunday afternoon, with not a cloud in the sky, the seniors filed out to the athletic field one last time as Norwood High School students. Family and friends gathered on the bleachers to watch as the class of 2019 officially graduated from the great School on the Hill. The ceremony included speeches from Principal Hugh Galligan, School Committee Chair Maya Bodenhofer, and valedictorian Emily Murray.
And now that we're graduating from high school, we suddenly have more freedom than ever to focus on what truly interests us. It's an opportunity to embrace learning. Now, commit this moment to memory. Remember where you are and who's around you. Remember the earliest memory you thought of, and remember reflecting on all that you have learned so far in your life and all that you imagine you may learn over the coming years. And maybe someday you'll be reminiscing about your high school graduation and you'll think of this oh so memorable speech, and you'll remember what it was like to only know what you have learned up to this point, and you'll realize just how much you've learned since. Even years in the future, when you still have learned only a tiny fraction of all that there is to know in the universe, you still will have succeeded on your journey to learn whatever you can. But even then you won't be done. So go forward and keep on learning.
Following the speeches, scholarships were awarded, and finally, each student received their diplomas. Congratulations to the class of 2019 on a great 4 years, and best of luck to all of you on your future endeavors. Stay tuned after this break for this week's Living Local.
Stop by the Norwood Memorial Library and check out magazines, newspapers, DVDs, and of course, books. The library also offers a variety of services, including passport renewal, a notary, and tutoring, with multiple different meeting rooms which can be booked for your convenience. Take advantage of online digital resources and get assistance with all of your research needs. Kids can enjoy the children's room stocked with books and toys. There are also a variety of programs for children and adults. And if you can't make it into the library can come to you with home delivery. The library is open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. To learn more, go to www.norwoodlibrary.org.
Welcome back. Sometimes old things are just worth fixing, and there's a place for that right here in Norwood. Let's go to Records and Repairs at the Winsmith Mill Market for this week's Living Local.
My name is Russell Wood. I have a small shop in the basement of building number 23 at the Winsmith Mill Marketplace, which is off Endicott Street in Norwood.
Records and Repairs is a small shop that sells used records and will also repair your vintage stereo equipment. Russell Wood has a background of live music and has been repairing audio equipment for over 40 years.
Well, my background is in audio repair. I've been doing it for 40 years. Started out playing in a bunch of garage bands and got interested in the sound equipment and the sound end of it. So I've been doing that for a long time, and I ended up getting fairly good at it. So I still do it because I had to retire on account of the new stuff is not so repairable. At least it's not economical. But the old stuff still lasts a long time, still worth fixing, and in my opinion, sounds better.
The visitors to the shop are of all ages. Some are experiencing the vintage analog sound for the first time, and some are looking to get their equipment from the 60s or 70s repaired.
Well, my customer base is kind of wide-ranging, and a lot of people that come down looking for records, they have maybe have a record player or equipment at home, and they looking to fill up their library, and then they realize that their record player doesn't work, so then they bring that down here for repair. I also get a lot of younger kids that are rediscovering vinyl, since there's several new bands that are releasing only on vinyl, and kids are not familiar with vinyl are learning about it and discovering that sometimes the older stuff sounds better on vinyl, analog versus digital, as opposed to the digital technology, which is kind of sterile and flat and really designed to be very convenient. No question about that. But it doesn't have the same soul, doesn't have the experience that an analog system and an analog vinyl system would have.
If you have equipment that needs a tune-up or a turntable that may need a belt or a needle, Records and Repairs is one of the only places in the local area that still provides this service.
So when people find out they have broken stereo equipment, they have a hard time finding people who service it anymore because their service shops for audio are essentially disappearing, and the new stuff is disposable. So when you have an old stereo, it's worth fixing. Bring it down at no charge for estimates. If it's worth it to you, we'll proceed. If it's not worth it, then you can replace it or buy something new or buy something different. But generally speaking, the older stuff is worth putting some money into, unless it's a really low-end piece, in which case we can probably find something that's of moderate quality or better quality and fix that, and you'll end up having a better system in the end.
After spending over 40 years in the repair business, Russell has satisfied many customers by bringing their old equipment back to life.
The older stuff is better sounding, it's better built, it has a better look to it, in my opinion, too. The new stuff is very, it's a little too high-tech for music, which is supposed to be an art form. A lot of people are finding equipment in their relatives' houses, or they're cleaning out a house of a friend or relative, and they stumble across some old equipment that looks pretty good, but it may not work. And then a lot of people are discovering in their attics and basements stuff that they had maybe as a younger individual, and they find out that it doesn't work. They want it fixed up for sentimental reasons, really. But then when they get it fixed and they get it back, they find out that it sounds good, and they're glad they didn't throw it away.
Using old equipment can be nostalgic for some and a new experience for others. And after Russell's repair, they will get many more years of enjoyment.
I hope that after I get a repair done for somebody, that it lasts them for a long time, because the equipment has lasted this long, and a fairly inexpensive repair can give them many more years of enjoyment out of it. And I just hope that they come to appreciate the music the way I have, and because I take a lot of pride in what I do, I think that it translates into the positive experience that I think they'll have enjoying their equipment once they get it back.
Records and Repairs, located at the Winsmith Mill Marketplace.
Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your local government.
Living Local is a new program coming to Norwood Community Media that highlights businesses and events here in Norwood. Everything you need to know about eating local, shopping local, exercising local, or even creating local, you'll find it right here on NCM's newest program, Living Local. You'll get an inside look into what makes each business unique. Only on Norwood Community Media, your home for all things Norwood.
Welcome back to Norwood News. After the big election on Monday, Norwood was back to business with their regularly scheduled government meetings. The Zoning Board of Appeals met for the first time in June this past Tuesday. A few hearings were held, including an open lot storage case on Everett Street. After some confusion regarding the clarity of the vote, it was decided that the applicant will submit a petition for an amendment to the plan.
Except the use hasn't changed.
The use doesn't change, and
I agree.
in my opinion, I don't even need to be here to ask, and didn't have to initially.
Well, that's fine. I mean, if the building inspector wants to allow this, that's perfectly fine.
Because this board has voted on that. You already got your approval, right?
Yeah. So you're not withdrawing the approval of the 200?
Oh, no.
No.
The presence here tonight.
Exactly.
No.
Only.
Yep.
No, we're delighted to see you, but if the building inspector wants to allow it, why, we'll say goodbye and we'll have a drink with
And
you
then,
instead of doing this.
in the meantime, you want to call Gloucester about that plan?
Oh, well, I will submit the plan on my petition for an amendment.
Right.
Yeah.
That will then, you will have the plan, which.
Right.
The Zoning Board of Appeals will meet next Tuesday, June 18th at 7:15 p.m. The Conservation Commission met Wednesday to discuss the determination of applicability of a project located at 25 Carnegie Row. The Commission also discussed 2 notices of intent, one for Ellis Pond and the other at 1261 Washington Street. The next Conservation Commission meeting will be June 19th at 7:15 p.m. The Planning Board met this past Tuesday in Town Hall, Room 24. In addition to setting the future meeting schedule, a public hearing regarding the area of 862 to 878 Washington Street was continued. DPW Director Mark Ryan, along with others, raised concerns about the site plan review in a recent memo to the board.
The driveway is one of the concerns. As I mentioned, both the fire department and Mr. Ryan have recommended a wider driveway, and I think the fire department wants to make sure that their apparatus can get into that driveway without having to back up and make a 3-point turn. So that may be the bigger of the issues that of the engineering issues that need to be resolved.
The Planning Board will meet again on June 17th. The school committee met this past Wednesday in their usual meeting place. Guests included Athletic Director John Longley to review the spring sports season and Dr. Galligan to present the 2019-2020 high school handbook. The 2-hour meeting wrapped up with school committee addenda, where members took the opportunity to thank the town for exercising their civic duty to vote in Monday's special election.
How pleased I am that the override has passed, how appreciative I am of all the people who helped make this happen. And I wanted to talk, as Maura did, about the 40% voter turnout, and I think it speaks to an increased level of engagement, and I think that might, as wonderful as it is to have additional funds to be able to support our schools, I think long term what really is going to matter is that additional engagement, and so I encourage everyone to continue to pay attention to what's going on.
The school committee's next meeting will be June 19th. To watch complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government Channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break to find out what is happening in your schools.
The Norwood Senior Center's mission is to identify the needs and promote services for older adults. The center is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and during the summer they remain open until 8 p.m. on Tuesday evenings. To contact them, call 781-762-1201 or visit www.norwoodma.gov.
Welcome back. Now we're going to toss it across the studio to our good friend Tim Rose to learn all about what is happening in the Norwood School District this week.
Hi guys, I'm Tim Rose, and let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. Students at the Callahan School recently earned a pizza party with Mrs. Brown based on winning challenges at the recent Family STEM Night. Mrs. Mackenzie's students in grades 1, 2, and 3 performed fables for their families and friends during Reader's Theater. All of the students did a fantastic job. And the Callahan held their first annual Spring Spectacular, which featured all of our student artists and authors. Over 75 families came to view the displays. The hallways were busy with excitement. Students at the Callahan collaborated on turning a cardboard box into a robot. Students from grades 1 to 5 worked together with the school library teacher, Mr. Ruland, to design, build, and code CalBot Mark I. CalBot features antennae that sing when you touch them. It also tells jokes, gives encouragements when students are feeling blue, and plays happy birthday to them on their special day. Here's a video of Principal Brown meeting CalBot for the first time.
It's a joke.
He's gonna give me a joke.
Yeah. What time does the tooth go to the dentist? 2:30.
Touch the smiley face?
Yeah, with your whole hand so you can complete the circuit.
I'm really sad. I need CalBot to cheer me up. What should I do?
Sad face.
Oh, you can do with one. Yeah.
Okay.
So sad faces, you need a cheer up. That's what we made it for.
All right.
Just be yourself. It's okay. Be happy. You can do this. If you are having a bad day, I hope you're feel better. You are the best today. I'm very happy. It's okay.
There's 33, so you might want to stop.
Students hope to keep improving CalBot next year. What will CalBot Mark II do? We'll have to see next year. The Prescott School was excited to kick off their new environmental literacy program this week with the planting of our new garden beds. The first graders planted both sunflowers, part of their science unit, and vegetables including romaine lettuce, peppers, tomatoes, and some pumpkins. The Prescott staff had continued to encourage community partners like Home Depot Norwood, Lowe's in Dedham, and the Norwood DPW, who have all been instrumental in getting this project off the ground. If you are interested in getting involved in this project, reach out to Principal Riley. They also celebrated with their third graders last week in the fantastic instrumental and recorder performance. This was a special night as all 5 elementary principals were present to see their students in action and also honor Tom Dugan, longtime music teacher who will be retiring this year. Mr. Dugan currently works at the Prescott and Oldham, but has made his mark at many of the Norwood schools in the past. Thank you, Mr. Dugan, for your many years of service. Students from the Little Mustangs preschool decided to skip the school bus and take a fire truck to school instead. Keegan Grace, along with his sister Shannon and friends Lauren Crowley and O'Sheen and Isla Kelly, got to ride a fire truck to school driven by school fire safety officer Paul Ronco. Riding shotgun on the fire truck was Keegan's great-aunt Mary Foley, a retired kindergarten teacher from the Balch. Keegan's family won the fire truck ride to school as part of a silent auction raffle that benefited the Circle of Hope. We don't know who enjoyed the fire truck ride more, Miss Foley or the children. The Balch PTO sponsored a Hawaiian luau spring dance. Students got to dance the night away in the cafeteria. The Kona ice truck was available all night for sweet shaved ice treats. Officer Jen Collado brought her cotton candy machine to the delight of the students, and it was a fun night for all. Balch reading specialist Alyssa Kaplan connected with Coakley Middle School reading teachers Diane Lockwood and Donna McTavish to bring 6th grade readers down to the Balch to read with 1st and 2nd grade classrooms. This has become an annual spring tradition that they all look forward to. Also traveling to read were a group of Coakley Middle School's 9th graders who went to the Ellis Nursing Home to read to seniors. Students were paired up with residents and shared their stories. CMS students are doing good everywhere these days. The Coakley recently held a powerful assembly. Janet Applefield Singer, a Holocaust survivor, spoke to the entire 6th grade. She talked about her personal experiences and how she became a survivor. The students listened to her first-hand accounts of her experiences, and this type of assembly is a powerful way for the students to learn history. And finally, each year the Norfolk Teachers Association honors teachers, paraprofessionals, and/or community members who have displayed exemplary service to their school districts. Honorees are nominated by their peers and are invited to attend the annual banquet held at Lombardo's where all the nominees are recognized. This year, the honoree for the Educator Award was Little Mustang speech therapist Michelle McCarthy. The School Community Service Award nominee was Callahan custodian Dave Goss. The Norwood school system is so fortunate to have these dedicated and hard-working professionals in our district who both go above and beyond to make our schools a better place to work and learn. Congratulations to you both on this much-deserved honor. Well, that's it for school news. For more information about the Norwood school system, please check the website, Facebook, and watch Norwood Community Media. Now let's go to Brian Dunn with the latest sports news.
Thanks, Tim. Welcome to the sports update for this week. We got tournament coverage games this week, so we'll get to that in just a second, but some very exciting news out of the baseball world. Sean Mellon, a left-handed pitcher for the Northeastern Huskies and Norwood High School class of 2016, was recently drafted to the Los Angeles Dodgers of Major League Baseball this past Wednesday. Mellon was a member of the 2015 state championship team for Norwood and has been tearing out the diamond over at Northeastern the past couple of years. Congratulations to you, Sean, and we wish you best of luck on your next step. Shifting back to Norwood here, they were represented twice in the MIAA tournament season. Boys lacrosse threw a tough matchup against Sandwich on Tuesday and ultimately fell to the Blue Knights on the road 11-5. Congratulations to the boys on a great season. Softball had the pleasure of hosting East Bridgewater in their opening round tournament matchup. After a game-tying home run in the top half of the 7th, the Mustangs rallied after being down 3-0 in the early segment of the game to take home the opening round victory 5-4. Let's take a look at how it went down.
There we go.
So Bryn with a hard single to left field. The leadoff batter is aboard for the Mustangs.
Bryn was, yeah, there
So
wasn't
Bryn
even a...
on the steal, the outright steal.
The outright steal, she didn't swing the bat, she just...
All right, so great opportunity now for Jenna Mazzola, the right fielder for the Mustangs. She steps in.
for the Mustangs. That's good to stay. Go, Bryn, go.
And there
Got
it is.
There it is.
There it is. Congrats to the Mustangs. They have a walk-off 5-4 win over the East Bridgewater Vikings. What a game, Nora.
What a game. That was just, I did feel better in the 7th when I saw when Bryn got on first. I was a little more optimistic, I will say. But East Bridgewater had a great game.
Yeah, they did. It really took the
Look
Mustangs.
at I love the ending here. Sliding in.
Awesome.
Congrats to the softball team. They'll be playing this Saturday over at Hanover High School. And over at All States at Westfield State this past weekend, Norwood was represented by Solomon King in the high jump and the D3 championship winning 4x400 relay team. The relay team finished 19th in the state overall, capping off a great season for the track and field team. Congratulations to everyone involved. And also this week, we took time to recognize the student athletes in the auditorium at the Spring Sports Awards ceremony. It was a chance for athletes to be recognized for all their hard work throughout the year, and it was a great night overall. And to end this week's update, the camera was indeed rolling for the faculty versus tennis team match over at the courts just a few days ago. It's a great event to kind of round out the season, and it was a lot of fun for everyone who was able to do it. So thank you to the faculty who came out and the seniors for coming out one last time. And that's going to do it for me. To stay tuned for updates on NCM, and when we go live, stay tuned to our social media for updates on that. Thank you, and I'll throw it back over to Kristen to finish off Norwood News.
Thanks, Brian. Every spring, the Morrill Memorial Library holds an essay contest and honors the winners with a recitation of their work and a gift card to Barnes & Noble. There were over 100 entries this year, and the essay topic was, what character would you choose to be your BFF and why? Contest winner Grace Quinn tells us about her entry in the contest.
It was about a dog, Shiloh. He is a beagle dog, and he was abused by his owner, and a 11-year-old boy saved him from his owner. Really excited, and I was I didn't expect winning a place.
Before we leave you this week, everyone at NCM would like to wish our own Mike Maloof and his future wife Brittany all the best. They are getting married on Saturday. Congratulations to you both. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.